Hello everybody, this is Strawberry Singh, and today I'm going to try to get two videos out to you and two blog posts. Both of them will cover bento updates in the past week for the Slink female mesh body and for the signature male mesh body. In this video and post, I'm going to be covering the signature Gianni male mesh body. And in the past week, it has had two updates. 3.4 was released on March 19th, and that contained the big bento update with the bento hands and a bunch of other things. And then 3.5, which was released on March 26th, was another second update to that, and that kind of added more features and more updates to this first update. So I'm going to be talking about both of those updates combined together. And if you haven't received the update yet, if you've purchased the mesh body before and you haven't got the update, you just have to head down to the signature main store and hit the redelivery terminal, and you'll get it for free. And if you had never had the signature Gianni male mesh body before and you'd like to try it out or you'd like to purchase it, the price is 3,500 lindens, and you can pick up a free demo in the store and try it out and see if you like it now that it is bento compatible and all that. So I'm going to go into and one more thing, that if you haven't gotten this body yet, it is Omega compatible as well. I have more information when it first released March 2016. That's when it was first released. So I have a whole video and post. I'll link to that in my blog post, which you'll find a link to in the description of this video, and I'll also link to everything I'm wearing and all that in my blog post as well. And all of that information again will be in the description of the video. Now, some of the updates that it got in the past week is, if you look at the HUD, well, first, the hands are now bento compatible, and I'll show you how to maneuver them in the HUD. So if we start with the limbs, because that is the one that will contain all the bento hand gestures. Now, before this body went bento, it came with some hand gestures, so all of those hand gestures are now there, but in animation form, in bento animation form. They're not like expressions used by different mesh hands. So it's a lot more smoother, and it uses the bento bones and all that. So you still have all of these options to change. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you are still able to change all of the hands if you like. Change them to any of these expressions, and these are all using the bento bones and animations. You can also turn on random animations. So like, say you have an AO, and you can just turn that on and they'll randomly animate by themselves in different ways, and it'll look a lot more natural. Even if you don't have a bento AO, you don't necessarily need to have one. You see how the hands will be moving around randomly. Won't be, in a fixed state. It also has given you options to hide the fingers if you need to, if you have paws, or if you have an animal avatar or something like that. And also you can stop the animations. Let me just bring that back if you don't want them to go on, and then you can pick a still pose using one of these poses. Okay, I think I messed that up. 1 second. There we go. And you just have to pick you can either go with a still pose if you prefer them not to animate, or you can click on this and they will randomly animate all the time. Whenever they also added some feet cuts in here, if you need your feet cut for some reason. Let me zoom out so you can see that. If you want to wear boots or some other kind of shoes that you don't want your feet to show, you can use that over here as well. So that was the limb section, and that is all the bento updates for the hands and how you can animate them and use them. And then also in the skin section, they have added specular maps and materials and normal maps to the body, and the specularity is on by default, and I think it was on by default on 35 or something, so I moved it up to 50 just to give it a little bit more shine and bump and more texturing and all that. You can see that the sun is making it shine a little bit more, and of course this is also where you pick your skin textures for your body. I'm not wearing their skin, I'm wearing Bold and Beauty. The face is Keith, and this is their body applier for signature. This is a new release. It was released at Skin Fair, but now that Skin Fair is done, it should be in their a Bold and Beauty main store, and it's a really beautiful skin, and I love the way they've textured the body. It's really well done, well defined. So if you're looking for a good male skin, I suggest check out Bold and Beauty. And then also in the layers section, they in the clear layers, they've added some more options. If you want to clear a tattoo or something, they've added the option to also clear that whole layer and more in depth and all that. Made it a little bit more specific of what you want to clear, which makes your life a little bit easier. And then finally, in the body section, they have added 80 more alpha cuts, which is amazing. And not only have they added 80 more alpha cuts, they've also added more alpha shortcuts, so you can pick and choose what you want to alpha out with just a touch of a button, which is fantastic. So really great updates that I like a lot. Another thing is that you not only have they made it Bento enabled, now that it is Bento enabled, you can use other Bento poses, other people's Bento poses and pose huts and so forth to play with your hands a little bit, which I'm sure you are aware. Like, I've picked up a few animations from the marketplace just to play around with, and these were like 50 lindens, just so you guys can see. So it has different animations, and it messes with your fingers and all that. There's another one, is this one, which is great. I believe the store, they have a lot of Bento poses on there. The name of the store is Rev Obscura. You can find them on Marketplace if you're looking for, or just search for Bento poses on Marketplace. I'm not using their poses right now. Right now I'm using a Vestige Creations pose, and that is not a Bento pose. So I just used, in their limb section, I just use their things to kind of make him sign like that. However, you don't have to do that. You can also, let me just make it normal first. You can also use the Fate Pose HUD, which I've talked about before. And the Fate Pose HUD, what it does is, it's a Fate Poser HUD. It's a Bento hand poser. And I've showed this before, but I'll show you guys quickly. You can use it to pose your Bento hands. I don't know if you can actually see that. Oh, here. First they have some standard saved poses right here that you can use, like that. And if you don't want to use any of these, you can make your own by playing with the fingers like that, see? And you can play with it. So what I should actually do is I should make it complete like that, and then you can go and play with the fingers. But yeah, so these Bento hands work with any Bento poses to an extent. Obviously, all of these are kind of made for random Bento enabled items, so some things don't work all the time properly, but this poser, Fate Poser, works with pretty much every Bento hand that I've tried, which is fantastic. So you have a lot of options with this Bento upgrade. And also one more thing I wanted to tell you, that Katwa has also updated her Katwa Daniel head, which I'm wearing today, and I'll have a link to that in my blog post too. A lot of new updates on that. So great news for men. You have more Bento parts to play with, and another I've mentioned this earlier. The great thing about this is this upgrade was free if you had already purchased the signature body before. So that was bad. I just wanted to quickly tell you about that, and hopefully the next video will be about the Slink update for the females. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.